Hi, everybody. I'm Reverend Catie Scudera,
And I'm Jenna Crawford.
and we're the ministers serving First Parish in Needham, Unitarian Universalist. And we welcome you back to our couch conversations taking place on Zoom during the pandemic. We have a couch conversation about the monthly theme at First Parish each month. The month we're recording this now is in June, where the theme is our stories, which is being integrated into our Sunday services and our lifespan religious exploration, our small group ministries. And what we wanted to talk about today was that our archives team and some other members of our church are doing this really interesting project about our stories. It's called the Honoring Our COVID Experiences, a First Parish Archives project. And it's the opportunity for people involved with our congregation to share in writing or in video and audio what happened to them this year while we've been physically isolated, though connected spiritually and over the internet. And Jenna, you preached about the stress cycle and trauma just recently. And so what do you think about this? This is part of the church's work in the next few months, the COVID Experiences Project.
Yeah, I'm so delighted that this will be part of our work as a church. Storytelling is one, not the only way, but one way to really heal from and begin to recover from and just acknowledge and name the trauma that we all went through, and remembering that the residue of that trauma still lives on, but beginning to create narrative experiences is an important part of kind of moving through and beyond it. So one of the questions I really love is what objects helped you get through the pandemic? So I have a couple here to show you. The obvious one, a mask. And this one was actually hand sewn by my former roommate's mom.
Sweet, yeah.
Hand sanitizer in the same vein as the mask. Yeah. Another object, my running sneakers. This was, I'm a big Asics fan. Running was certainly one of the ways that I, speaking of the stress cycle, was able to complete some stress cycles. I tried to do it a couple of times a week. My fourth object, are you jealous? Really being part of the First Parish community, and particularly really the Vesper services really helped to ground me on certain days. So that really was the chalice, and really important object for me during the pandemic. And the last one, I did try to pick up a pandemic hobby, maybe unsuccessfully, but is this guitar, which I will not play for you now nor in worship. But this was lent by a dear friend of mine who is a seminarian and a musician, who had a couple of guitars lying around. And I thought it would be a fun thing to kind of try to learn guitar during my free time during the pandemic. Reverend Catie, was there a question that resonated with you from the list?
Oh, that's right, Nat. So actually, it's great segue from you practicing guitar, learning it, but not for performance, just for yourself. What question really jumped out to me was they have one that is, looking at the list now, where did it go? Was there a piece of music that was especially important to you during the pandemic? And the congregation knows this, as I sang this during a worship service. Oh gosh, I think it was in late October. And then I included the song in a lockdown anniversary, an interfaith lockdown anniversary video that the interfaith clergy in Needham put together. But it's this song called the Keep Going Song by the Bengsons. I'll just play quickly. Oh, look, the Bengsons. I'm going to play it quickly, just the chorus. This is a keep going on song. So for me, kind of getting through this pandemic, part of the practice was reflecting on the part of my spirituality that comes from the Buddhist tradition, just thinking about how the pandemic is impermanent. Though I know for some people the effects from the pandemic are permanent, obviously, but that the experience of living through this pandemic is not forever. and that it did give me a little boost, such I think like I have to keep going, like and that there are ways I can take care of myself and my family and the church community that will help us keep going on in the pandemic. You know, it's not a full scale, like I'll just get my head down and push my way through it. But thinking about what are the conditions under which I will survive or even thrive during this incredibly challenging time period, which had a start and will eventually have some kind of an end, like where we won't be living like this any longer. So that I loved that question among the many that the COVID experiences group offered to people in the congregation. And if you are a member of First Parish or you're on our email list, you'll be able to see in the bell notes this full list of questions and how to contact the COVID experiences group if you do want to contribute your own story to the congregational story, the congregational archives about what this time was like. And I realized, Jenna, that this is actually going to be our last couch conversation for a little while because you and I are going to be on summer leave soon. Yay! So we thank you all for joining us through these recordings over Zoom. And we hope that we'll see you in September, maybe with the two of us on the same couch in a low risk setting. So have a great summer, everybody.
We'll see you in the fall.